Welcome back to GearCheckGames. This is episode 27 of our Pokemon Red playthrough. And last episode, we defeated our rival, Blue/Gary Oak. And we have to finish the Silphco.
The obstructing fellow. That's what we shall call him from now on.
Obstruction man.
He's kind of like how Miyamoto is the creative fellow at Nintendo. Lapras. This is always weird to me.
Holding a Lapras in his pocket.
Yeah. It's getting a fun nickname,
Surf.
too.
Surf Bow.
Yeah, I effed up. I don't know why.
Surf Boa? Ah, okay.
Surfboard.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I prefer Surf Bob, honestly.
Thank you! This is like the one NPC in Pokemon history that sends the gift Pokemon to your PC rather than making you go to a PC, free up a slot, and come back.
Yeah. It's like, please don't make us waste time.
Like, you know, going back to Gen 1, it's easy to get caught up on, like, all the little inconveniences that were corrected in future games, like having to go into the menu to use HMs. But then there's stuff like that, and, like, being able to buy evolution stones, where it's like, why did they get rid of this? This makes no sense. This is clearly the better solution.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna make you dive to the bottom of the ocean to find all these shards. If you want to evolve your shift tree, that's the only option you got, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Ugh.
I hope you find green shards.
Oh my god. I love this music.
I told you there was more music coming.
It's just, I love how they basically just ripped off the Pink Panther theme for this.
Like, it's there. Like, if you've heard the Pink Panther theme, it's just that song.
Pretty much, yeah. Wait a minute, you said this got, in the Raw, this got claimed. It wasn't by, like, the company that owns Pink Panther, was it?
No, I think we discussed this last time off air, but it's I think it's a... No, Russian listeners, I'm sorry. I think it's a Russian copyright troll site, because it didn't sound like anything remotely Japanese.
Yeah, so no one who has any business claiming the rights to this music.
Yeah.
Just like that one Wind Waker episode that got claimed because of some rap artist used, like, the Fairy Fountain theme just unedited, like, for 30 seconds in, like, the beginning of his song.
It's like, how did he get that?
Yeah. And why is he the one, like, knocking down my door for the rights to this music?
I was gonna say, I left this trainer in, because this guy was one of the few trainers we fought that had a Cubone and a Marowak.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Yeah, we can just imagine we're fighting them in the Pokemon Tower.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, shit!
This is what I like to hear.
Here he is.
Best song from the anime? Okay, that's not true. Probably the most, like, iconic song from the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a few that I
perfectly.
prefer to this, but yeah, this... Oh my god. Thank you, Trey.
You're welcome. I knew I had to use it on one of the fights, so I was like, well, okay, why not? It had to be this one.
Uh-huh.
He's at the top of a tower. He's like, it's been building up to this, like, we gotta fight.
I love how this, like, awesome kind of Imperial March-esque music plays for Jesse and James.
Yeah.
Like, maybe
the scratch and grounder of the Pokemon series.
Yeah, like, maybe the first time it works, but, like, every time after that, it's just like, oh my god.
Did I ever tell you my theory? I have multiple theories about Jesse and James. My most recent theory is Giovanni has to have a place to dump a lot of money quickly.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've got these two idiot grunts that are traveling the world doing my quote-unquote bidding. Sometimes I'll just send them, like, huge swaths of cash to get rid of it. And damn do they know how to spend it.
You know, he likes to keep his office nice and clean.
Yeah. It's like,
clean of resources.
Yeah. So like, Meowth always, like, is talking about how, oh, maybe we could get some dough out of the boss. Like, it makes me wonder how many deals go south for Giovanni.
Yeah. Yeah, I take it he's not the best investor when it comes to, like, his schemes.
Yeah.
Like, does he just give Jesse and James, like, a big lump sum of money with no like instructions for how to use it.
Go create havoc. It's like when we recently watched the Ninja Turtles movie from the late 80s, early 90s. There's this guy in the Pleasure Island type of place that just looks at one of the main characters and says, "Go play." That's what I'm imagining he says to Jesse and James every time he has to talk to them.
I like the way you phrase that. Go create chaos. Like, what is he, the Joker?
He's the Poke Joker.
There we go.
He's the poker.
Hey. Oh my god. So does
his team?
Go on.
Go ahead. Ah, damn it. All right. I was gonna say his team is actually kind of formidable. He's got like a Nido Queen, a Rhyhorn. No Persian this time though. That's
because the Persian doesn't battle. It's just his pet.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they only gave him Persian in Yellow version as a reference to the anime.
Yeah.
Which is one of many boss encounters in Yellow version that was made much easier by its adherence to the anime.
Yeah.
Like,
what else did they give him? I forget.
I forget what else they gave him, and I'm sure we addressed this earlier, but like Lieutenant Surge is super nerfed in Yellow version because all he has is Raichu.
Yeah.
Only Raichu.
Although,
that's all he needs.
He's like up like 4 or 5 levels than his normal level, and they give him Mega Punch and Mega Kick.
Right, but like if you have wait, does he have that in Yellow?
I think so.
I'm gonna have to do a fact check
or
on that.
Slam or something. Like he's pretty formidable.
Because the last time I played Yellow, I had a Nido King, and I don't think he was even able to damage me.
Jeez. Oh yeah, there's a PC in Silphco that you can just use.
Yeah, now you can. I guess maybe if you like didn't get the Lapras and you don't want to leave.
Right? It's like you have to go to the Pokemon Center eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually, if you can make it out of Silphco. What?
Yeah, if you can
also
find your way out of this labyrinth.
Yeah, there's something funny about Silphco. Even though you freed it, it still has the menacing music in it.
Uh-huh. Like, even if you come back here.
That's because that's actually just what they play over the loudspeakers in Silphco.
Yeah. It's for
It's
employee
like the lobby
morale.
music. Yeah.
So I've cut out a little bit of traveling, but
I was gonna say, does the inside of Silphco like suddenly lead to the gym?
Yeah, in the basement of Silphco is a underground passage that leads directly to Sabrina's gym.
Wow, it's almost as linear as modern Pokemon games.
Ouch.
Damn.
Hey, there was one
okay,
gym,
at this point I'm just being a jerk, I'm sorry.
There was one gym inside of a museum that I really appreciated in some of the modern Pokemon games. What version was that? Was that black and white?
Yeah, that was black and white. It was
Okay.
the second gym.
Yeah, I liked that. That's where you get to see the bones of an old Dragonite.
The bones.
Boom.
As I recall, one of Team Plasma's schemes in that game was to steal the Dragonite's skull. For
I
some
don't
reason.
know why.
Yeah, I can't remember why. I think it was explained.
They were gonna put it on a mantle.
I mean, at least that's not as bad as, like, Diamond and Pearl, where, like, the Galactic Grunts are for some reason trying to steal honey.
Oh yeah.
Like, what? What?
They're trying to get a Munchlax.
Yes.
Who's the leader of Team Plasma again?
They literally, in order to get a Munchlax, someone literally had to like put together an entire team of people so they could spread them out all over the region to try putting honey on every single tree and just like keep trying it until they eventually found one.
I guess.
Oh, Piglet, I've got to invade Kanto.
Warlord Winnie the Pooh sets his eyes on the Pokemon world.
Yeah. Oh, Pooh, I don't think that's a good idea. They got strong trainers there.
I'm just imagining Winnie the Pooh in like a Viking helmet and like with an eye patch and like a big fur coat. Like, remember that guy from Samurai Jack from the Three Archers episode who's basically just like inside a walrus?
Yes. So just the snow mats then.
Yeah.
Except Winnie the Pooh characters.
Yeah. Look out, Donkey Kong. Pooh's coming for those bananas.
The next Leif Erikson day, we need to make this Photoshop.
Nose goes.
I'm not an artist either. I also nose goes.
I'm not doing
Dan.
that.
You're the only
I
one
don't even
left.
have a nose.
Curses.
Are you Voldemort now?
If
So
I
we're
say yes, do I have to do the Leif Erikson thing?
yes.
No.
Well, Trey, you blew it.
I know. I'm sorry. No Viking explorers for us.
Cadabra, Cadabra,
Cadabra, Cadavra. Is that what you meant to say? You fake Harry Potter fan?
because it had burn under it.
Does Cadaver Cadabra make corpses disappear?
Oh my god. Yeah, that's what they should do.
No, it turns people into corpses.
We need like an alternate like Galarian evolution of Cadabra called Cadavra.
Oh, I would love that.
No, like an alternate branching line from Abra, Cadavra, and Alakazambi.
Yes. Would they be
Alakazam.
Sure.
I'm guessing they would be ghost type.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that.
No, they'd be fairy type.
Of course. That's okay. I know.
There's no place for logic in my Pokemon fantasies.
By this point, once this episode comes out, people will have already seen like some of the new art for Pokemon Sword and Shield. So if you have or have not seen it, I'm like, if you're trying to avoid spoilers, like, you know what to do. But Galarian Weezing, how is he a fairy? He's poison. He's poison fairy. That
Because
shouldn't work.
the Pokemon Company said he was.
Because he represents the industries covering up the pollutants that they put in the air by saying that they're, I don't know.
Yeah, somehow
Fairy
that made
type.
it past the focus groups.
It's not toxic waste, it's fairy dust.
They misinterpreted greenhouse gases as, oh, they need to put green dye in the gas.
You had one job.
That Weezing design, I've said it before, but it just it looks like a fan-made Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, ha, wouldn't it be funny if they had like a stovepipe hat and the smoke was like mustaches? It doesn't seem like what an official Pokemon would look like.
Okay, but I kind of like
Not that I'm like
it.
necessarily complaining, but it's just like weird looking at it.
Yeah, I honestly like the weird ones. Like, I complain a lot about like the decisions made in new Pokemon games, but one thing I'll stick by, like the designs are still interesting and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like like I said, it seems like something that you'd see like a fan speculation of like what the new Pokemon will look like.
Yeah, one of those people who just wants Pokemon to look like cool, realistic animals.
Yeah, like they come up with like a funny idea for something, but like usually the Pokemon designs aren't just like, hey, here's a funny idea. It's like, here's a weird idea that like people normally wouldn't think of.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys, I don't know if you've been paying attention to some of these fights. I've been fighting a lot of like Slowbros and like really tough like psychic mons, and they're kind of giving me heck right now.
Hey man, you should bust out Lad.
I know. I don't know why I didn't switch. I'm like, I could have just like taken all of his HP for myself.
Slowbro's whole MO is physical defense, I think.
Yeah, like Tubbs was a bad choice here.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say,
feel bad.
Right? I'm bad at this game. I quit.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I fought every trainer in here, but I think I just go right for it. I'm just like, I've had enough of this gym. I need out. Let me out. Speaking of labyrinths, like Saffron City is just chock full of them. Like first you get the Silphco, then you get Sabrina's gym.
The city itself is kind of difficult to not like to know where to go, but just like the fact that the Silphco building is like blocking some of the roads.
Yeah.
Because like the sprite is overlaid and they didn't code you to be able to like walk behind it.
Yeah.
That's what I call poor urban planning.
Yeah. I have to and I have to ask Trey, In Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, games which utilize a 3D engine, can you still not walk behind Silphco?
I don't think so. I think there's a fence there.
There's a fence. They just built a fence on the road.
It's a 1-to-1 copy. We didn't change anything. Not a single
Tile
thing.
by tile remake.
Yeah.
The unequivocally optimum type of remake.
Yeah.
I'm getting Link's Awakening next month. I think it looks great.
Hey, but they did a fun thing with the art style. Like, I'm all about it. Although, is it gonna be $60 though?
It
Probably.
is a Switch game. And it is a Nintendo Switch. It is a Nintendo game on the Switch.
Well, they added, like, the dungeon editor to it.
True.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would call that, like, a $20 to $30 feature.
Well, but they also made... I mean, I don't know. I can see why you wouldn't... why you would argue against them charging $60 for it. Sorry, Sabrina, you're just not interesting enough. But... I guess for something like Link's Awakening, I'm a little more okay with them, like, charging full price for it, just because... I mean, I wouldn't say it's, like, an obscure game, but, like, there's, you know... It's been, like, 20 years since that game came out, and there's probably a lot of, like, newer Zelda fans who never got to experience that,
Yeah.
so, you know, for them, like, it's a completely new experience, and... In my opinion, anyway, they did enough, based on what we've seen, they did enough to, like, differentiate it from the original to, like, justify the, you know, kind of releasing it as if it's, like, a new thing.
Yeah, they kind of did the same thing with Link Between Worlds. Like, technically that game was both a sequel and a remake.
Well, Link Between Worlds was a completely new game that was just kind of inspired by
Yeah.
Link to the Past.
Hi, Venom.
Whereas A Link's Awakening is, as they said, literally like a tile-by-tile remake.
Yeah.
Well, and also Link's Awakening... I haven't beaten Link's Awakening, but I've made it, I want to say, like, 60% of the way through it. A long time ago. I need to pick it up again. But, one thing I remember about that game was just, like, the various ways in which the Game Boy hardware, like, limited the user interface.
Yeah.
Like, the whole game takes place in, like, these really tiny little tiles that have to be, like, as big as the Game Boy screen. And, like, every time you want to, like, take your sword out, like, you have to swap out whatever item you have assigned. Or...
Part of me liked the modular...
Or they were just, like, dumb little decisions, like, every time you walk into something you can pick up before you have the power glove, like, you get that little slow message that you have to click through.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Did they take that out in DX?
No, it's still in. That's the version I played on 3DS.
That's not good.
Like, for those reasons, I can really... You know, as long as they don't, like, screw up the script or anything or, like, change too much...
Yeah.
I can honestly see this being like a pretty significant upgrade in pretty much every way, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the final product looks like.
You know, if it's, like, successful enough, it'll probably outsell the original, because, like...
I mean, it'll definitely outsell the original.
Yeah, the Game Boy had a huge install base.
If only because it's a Switch game.
Yeah. I think the Switch is getting close. Like, isn't it, like, nearing the same success as, like, the GBA or the DS?
I don't know if it's doing that well. I mean, it's definitely doing a lot better than, like, the Wii U and
that one.
GameCube, and possibly the N64. Then again, I don't really know. That's just kind of based on my instinct.
Yeah. So, to bring it back to Sabrina, her psychic types have been laying waste. I got it backwards. Laying waste to my team.
Yeah, we're fighting the dreaded Alakazam.
Yeah, he's not easy. Like, this is the thing that has 0 weaknesses. You literally just have to overpower this guy.
Yeah. I forget, is Psywave the move that has, that does a random amount of damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea what it's based on either. Like, I think it's just a roll of the dice.
Yeah, because all of the psychic type moves in Gen 1 have very similar sounding names.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of hard to differentiate. The only one that's, like, distinct is Confusion.
Yeah. What's its power? Is it like 50 or something
50,
like that?
yeah.
Still
Which for how good offensively psychic types are, that's not bad.
Yeah. I think and she fought us with a Mr. Mime a minute ago too. Strangely, she has a Venomoth, which is not a psychic type.
Now, commenters, I'm curious to know, because I've always been kind of baffled by like what Alakazam is supposed to be. What is Alakazam supposed to be? Like, if you know, please let us know in the comments, because I honestly... I know there was, like, some, like, psychic guy in the 90s who, like, tried to sue Nintendo because he claimed that Kadabra was, like, a parody of him, but I don't think there was really any basis in that. So, like, what is it really inspired by? If you know, I would love to hear that.
I thought they were just psychic foxes.
I don't know, I don't really get Fox out of that. Like, I guess he's kind of got, like, like
Abra kind of looks foxish, and then just kind of, like, gets weirder and weirder as it evolves.
Yeah, it's just like a thing. Also, can Recover just not exist, please?
Right.
Like, at this point, you're... Well, no, I was gonna say, at this point, you're just kind of trying to wear him down, like, make him waste all of his, power points. But then I remembered, oh yeah, the AI in Gen 1 just straight up cheats and doesn't have power points.
Yeah. So you can get, like, soft locked, in, I think they're, like, one of the Elite Four battles, if you use a certain type of Mon against the, one of the Elite Four members, like, Pokemon, it was like some kind of challenge video where like they tried to beat the game using only one Pokemon.
I remember that,
and
yeah.
The Pokemon that they used was like, they were strong against the types of attacks that this specific Elite Four Pokemon used, so they just used Recover every turn, because for those who don't know, the AI will like always use... They'll like avoid using moves that are weak against whatever Pokemon you're using, and always use moves that are either super effective or like neutral against them. And this Pokemon didn't have any moves that were like not weak against the Pokemon except for Recover. So it just was an endless loop of recovering its health and the player's Pokemon not being able to deal enough damage to like counteract it.
So, I remember, I wanted to mention this in Fuchsia City. Did anybody else think that the Marsh badge and the Soul badge should have had their locations swapped? Like, you should get the Marsh badge in Fuchsia City and the Soul badge in Saffron.
Yeah, that is kind of weird that they flipped those.
It almost seems like an error or something.
May have been, like, may have been like a last-minute decision.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, we're finally teaching Tubbs Earth. No, we're not. I teach it to somebody. I know by the end of the game somebody's got it.
I think Dragonite can get Earthquake.
That might be who I give it to. Of course, Dragonite's gonna have Thunderbolt, Blizzard, and Slam.
Well, he's also gonna have your highest physical attack, at least statistically.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it's either him or Tubbs that gets it.
God, Dragonite is so good. Especially, like, from Gen 5 onwards, where he gave him that ability where, like, the first attack that hits him always does, like, half damage.
So he starts with, like, super armor.
Technology.
Yeah, I forget exactly how that works, but, like, yeah. So Dragonite basically can't be one-shotted from Gen 5 onwards.
Jeez.
This coming from somebody who has, like, very meager knowledge of, like, competitive play, but I just, you know... Like, Dragonite's already, like, a fairly beefy Pokemon. I know it's got that ice weakness, but, like, with that ability... Yeah, here we go again. But with that ability, you'd probably have... Are we going for Zapdos?
I am.
Oh my god.
I have a vendetta. He beat me up.
No, Magnemite shall stand in my way.
Yeah. I'm basically like tossing like away his guards. Like, be gone. Let me fight your master one more time.
Tubbs is just barreling through these Magnemites.
I'm like rolling him like a tire down a road.
Yeah. No, you're standing on top of him like like walking as he rolls forward.
Yeah, like a barrel.
For some reason, whenever I think of that like gag, I always think of Scooby-Doo. Like, did that happen a lot in that show?
I don't know, but it's a very... I can't remember any specific instances in which it happened, but it's a very Scooby-Doo-esque, like, antic.
Yeah, like I always imagine like Shaggy on top of a barrel doing that.
I'm sure it did happen.
I'm kind of mad at that Electabuzz, because the one I caught was like level 15.
Yeah.
And that one was like level 33. I'm like, I could have used that!
Yeah, man, Electabuzz, you could have been in the squad. You could have been the successor to Bishasrit.
Yeah. But we got something better. We got the best
Instead
of all.
we'll have to take poopy old Zapdos.
Yeah.
Zapdos sucks.
Disclaimer, Zapdos does not suck.
So, something kind of weird with these games that my brain didn't really register as too strange until, like, earlier today, is that, like, the protagonist trainers that you play as are, like, they always have names that are just, like, I mean, some of them have, like, normal-sounding names, but they also have, like, alternate aliases that are just, like, the names of the different games in the generation.
Yeah.
Like, Red and... I mean, like, Red and Blue didn't register as too weird for me because they sound like they could be, like, nicknames or whatever. Like,
yeah.
You know, there are actual people named Red, and, like, I mean, Blue is not, like, too far of a stretch, I guess, for just, like, a weird, like, childhood nickname.
Yeah.
But then there's, like, Sapphire and Ruby and, like, Moon and Sun. It's like,
well,
who names their kids this?
Ruby and Sapphire are from the manga.
Yeah.
All of the trainers from Gens 3 through 6, I think, have, like, actual people names.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they have, like, real names, but, like I said, they also have, like... But when I say, like, alternate aliases or whatever, like, you know, their names in the manga or whatever.
Yeah, in the manga, like, they're named after the versions, like, strictly.
Yeah, it's, like, weird.
I kind of like it.
But I think the one, like, weird case is, Gold. Because in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they retroactively renamed him to Ethan.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Oh, yeah. Here's our large bird of a yellow color.
Is he gonna be in the thumbnail again? People of the future will know.
Only they will know. But first I gotta beat up this
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Bishastrat's back for revenge.
I saw all those electric types you caught. Not good enough for you, was I?
He devolved himself, escaped the ball, and came back to beat me up.
Guys, why does he have triangles around him? Oh, never mind.
He's part of the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Yeah.
We should... Honestly,
there's
we should
a
just
part
follow...
title right there.
For our thumbnails for the series, we should just follow the conventions of the actual games themselves and make all of them the legendary Pokemon, even though they're only in, like, one episode each.
So just Mewtwo. Every time it's not, like, Zapdos or something, it's just Mewtwo.
Oh, man, I would have loved, like, a yellow version with him on the cover instead of Pikachu.
This Let's Play is the missing no of Let's Plays. I don't even know how to describe it, it's just, all over the place.
The 6th item in my pocket is infinitely respawning.
Oh my god. Are we gonna do the Viridian Gym in this part, too?
Nah.
This is the missing no of Let's Plays. Just a total mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
And me teleporting everywhere.
It's a big, beautiful mess.
An incomprehensible, pixelated mess.
Pokemon Chaos Edition.
Yeah, maybe we need new mics or something.
Well, next time we will take on the Viridian City Pokemon Gym.
Whomever the leader might be. Probably nobody important.
It's me.
Oh my god!